Hello, everyone. We're going to talk about something incredibly powerful today, something that will help you delete your old self and unlock a future filled with abundance. Most of us find ourselves trapped in negative patterns. We have that negative self-talk, the victim mindset, the I'm busy, I've got too much going on, the overwhelm, the anxiety, blaming others. That's the reality for many of us. But the crucial question is, how do we break that pattern in a way that truly makes a difference and is simple enough to start? It's been wisely said that you should meditate for 20 minutes a day, unless you're really busy. Then you should meditate for an hour a day. This isn't just a clever saying, it points to a profound truth about how we create our reality. Understanding your current reality information is what truly opens doors. If you theoretically believe that your thoughts influence your future, that your thoughts create your destiny, consider this: we think between 60,000 to 70,000 thoughts in a single day, and 90% of those thoughts are the exact same ones we had yesterday. If we keep thinking the same way, our lives won't change much. These repetitive thoughts lead to the same choices, which lead to the same behaviors. These behaviors create the same experiences, and from those experiences, we anticipate the same feelings or emotions. These emotions then become the payoff that drives our very same thoughts in a continuous loop. Our biology, neurochemistry, hormones, and even our gene expression become a mirror of how we think, how we act, and how we feel. This combination of how we think, act, and feel is called our personality, and our personality creates our personal reality. So, if you want to create a new life, a new personal reality, you must change your personality. This means you need to start thinking about what you've been thinking about and changing it. You need to become conscious of your unconscious actions, habits, or behaviors and actively modify them. And we must examine the emotions we live by every day that keep us connected to the past and decide if those emotions belong in our future. Many people try to create a new personal reality with the same old personality, and it simply doesn't work. You literally have to become someone else. The science of change, rewiring your brain, the principle of neuroscience, clearly states that nerve cells that fire together wire together. If you keep thinking the same way, making the same choices, demonstrating the same habits, and creating the same experiences, you're essentially stamping the same networks of neurons into the same patterns. After 10 years of this, you begin to hardwire certain patterns in your brain that become your identity. Psychology once believed these patterns became fixed by age 35, but we now know that you absolutely can change that. And here's the hopeful part: nerve cells that no longer fire together, no longer wire together. The challenge, stepping into the unknown, however, the moment you decide to do something differently or make a new choice, what most people don't want to face is the discomfort, the uncertainty, the lack of predictability, the unknown. People often prefer the familiar feeling of guilt or unhappiness because at least they can predict who they're going to be. Rather than taking a chance in possibility, our bodies are conditioned to the familiar past or a predictable future through daily routines. When we step into that unknown and feel discomfort, the body often influences the mind, saying, "You can start tomorrow," or "You're too busy," or even blaming others. Remember, emotions are a record of the past. If a past event created a strong emotion, your brain takes a snapshot and that becomes a memory. The key is to overcome the emotion, not necessarily the memory itself, because it's the emotion that keeps you anchored to the past. Practical steps to delete your old self. So, how do we make this change? 1. Become conscious. Meditation means becoming familiar with your thoughts, your speech, your actions, and your feelings. The more conscious you become of these unconscious programs, the less unconscious you'll be in your waking day. Your job is to sustain that modified state of mind and body throughout the entire day. When you do, different or unusual things will begin to happen in your life, often as coincidences or synchronicities, breadcrumbs from the divine telling you you're on the right path. 2. Mental rehearsal. At the end of each day, ask yourself, How did I do today? Where did I fall from grace? What caused me to go unconscious? Then mentally rehearse how you could evolve in that experience next time. The act of closing your eyes and rehearsing what you're going to do differently installs the neurological hardware in your brain to make it look like you've already done it. This transforms your brain from a record of the past into a map to the future. This process of neurological building is more important than any email or text. Building a future you can't yet see. Can you believe in a future that you cannot yet see or experience with your senses, but you've thought about it enough times in your mind that your brain is literally changed to look like the event has already occurred? The latest research in neuroplasticity confirms this is absolutely possible. Can you select a new possibility in the quantum field and begin to emotionally embrace that future every single day to such a degree that your body, as the unconscious mind, doesn't know the difference between an experience in your life creating the emotion and the emotion you're fabricating by thought alone? To the degree that you begin to signal new genes and change your body to look like the experience has already happened. The latest research in epigenetics says this is absolutely possible. If you do this every day, installing the circuitries, conditioning your body into the emotion of the future, your body will begin to change as if it's already happened. And this is where it gets exciting. You no longer have to go anywhere to get it. It begins to come to you. You become the vortex, the magnet to your destiny. Patience and the void when you practice this. Don't fall into the trap of impatience, asking, why isn't it there yet? That's the old self defining reality with your senses. Stay in that state, connected to the dream of your future as a scientist in your own life. There's a period of transition, a void where not a lot is happening. You just have to keep going, pushing to the very end of your belief. Where most people stop, remember, the universe only gives us what we believe we are worthy of receiving. The ultimate reward, who you become ultimately, this work isn't just about your wealth, your health, your freedom, or a new relationship. It's about who you become. Overcoming the old self allows us to become someone else entirely. And let me be clear, no one is too old, too sick, or too inexperienced to do this work. Some of our greatest results have come from people who never meditated before, who simply followed the instructions. Our community is proving that this is possible, going all in. When you finally arrive at that level and experience whatever dream you've created, enjoy it fully! And when that achievement becomes boring or predictable, then let's go again, let's do something else. That is evolution! I challenge you today to become the scientist of your own life, to step beyond your comfort zone, to diligently apply these principles, and to build your new reality from the inside out. The change is not just possible, it's waiting for you to claim it.